Starting off with the biggest highlight of the day, where all eyes are on India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a series of bilateral meetings with world leaders on the sidelines of the India AI Impact Summit in the national capital. Prime Minister held separate meetings with President of Spain, and the world leaders appreciated the efforts generated by India towards a stable and peaceful AI and safe world with the use of AI. The Prime Minister also held talks with Prime Minister of Finland and other dignitaries that were present. They discussed and the other leaders focused on the cooperation in sustainability and digitalization, AI research, ethical innovation, and how Indian talent can strengthen bilateral collaborations. Now, Prime Minister has commended every world leader's effort in bringing together a world which is a better and a safer world as far as artificial intelligence is concerned. Take a look at how India is positioning itself with the emerging trend.
In a major moment for digital age, India has placed itself at the center of the global artificial intelligence movement. By hosting the India AI Impact Summit in the capital, New Delhi has become a trusted partner from the global south. PM Modi welcomed top world leaders, technology titans, researchers and innovators at the Bharat Mandapam. From the UN chief, IMF head to other world leaders, their presence shows one clear thing. India is no longer just part of the AI revolution, it's leading it. The leaders also saw India's rich culture at Bharat Mandapam. India is proud of its unity and diversity. India's approach to AI is all about inclusive growth. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav announced that India has secured the Guinness World Records title for the most pledges received for an AI responsibility campaign in 24 hours. Mr. Vaishnav also emphasized that India's vision for responsible innovation is guiding light for global AI journey ahead. The country wants AI to improve public health, agriculture, among other areas. India is also focused on creating ethical and safe AI rules. This summit shows India's promise to build AI for people, not just for the industry, and world leaders are already praising such efforts. One special part of the summit was its focus on young people and future builders. With many startups, student events and innovation displays, the summit became a celebration of Indian creativity. With focus on three sutras like people, planet and progress, much more is in store for the world in the coming days.
Now, focusing on the day's biggest controversy, in a major embarrassment at the India AI Summit, Golgotias University has vacated its expo space after a viral controversy over a robotic dog showcased at its pavilion. The machine, branded Orion and presented as a product of the university's Center of Excellence, was quickly identified online as the Unitree Geo 2, a commercially available robotic dog which has been made by a Chinese company, Unitree. Retailing in India, you can find this dog for around 2 to 3 lakhs on the social media and the commerce websites. Now, following the backlash, the university has apologized profusely for what it calls confusion, saying the faculty manning the pavilion was ill-informed and not authorized to speak. Golgotias insists it never intended to misrepresent the innovation and says the robo-dog was only being used as a learning tool inside the campus and at the pavilion. Now, the university has been vacated from the summit venue, but it has got a global embarrassment for India. Take a look at this report.
This has been developed by the Center of Excellence at the Golgotias University.
An alleged innovation that turned into a major embarrassment for the Golgotias University at the AI Expo. The university tried to pass off this Chinese robo-dog as its own, but the internet was quick to call out the bluff. The robo-dog is developed by Chinese company Unitree and is available in India for around 2 lakh rupees. Their bluff called, the university staff tried damage control.
We never claimed that this dog was made in Galgotia's University, and I am very consciously stressing we never claimed that it was made. We always said that in collaboration with the Centers of Excellence, this is something that we would like to develop on it further.
But madam, you did.
This is Orion. You need to meet Orion, and this has been developed by the Center of Excellence at the Galgotia's University.
The university also issued a statement on the same lines and blamed the faculty member for misinformation. But the damage was done. The government took a serious note and ordered the Galgotia staff to vacate their stall at the AI Expo. IT Minister Vaishnav blasted the university faux pas, but also maintained that many local innovations are also being showcased.
बहुत अच्छे सॉल्यूशंस यहाँ पर आए हैं जहाँ पर किसी ने अगर कोई गलत किया है तो तुरंत उस पर एक्शन भी लिया गया है और जो बाकी दूसरे अच्छे सॉल्यूशंस हैं उनको भी देखना चाहिए.
Tail between its legs, the university, evicted from the expo, kept playing the miscommunication card.
सिर्फ दो शब्द का हेरफेर है कि डेवलप और डेवलपमेंट. हमने उसको डेवलप नहीं किया है, हमने उसके डेवलपमेंट पे काम किया है. हमेशा यही कहते हैं कि हम भारत सरकार का मान, भारतवर्ष का मान कभी नीचे नहीं होने दे सकते.
Bitten by its own farcical intelligence, Galgotia's University has been left red-faced. An NDTV Bureau report.
Fresh trouble brewing within the India bloc. Now Congress party's major headache. Their own netas are coming out in the open to say that there should be a change in the leadership role. Remember, DMK, TMC, Samajwadi Party, Aam Aadmi Party, all these India bloc parties have asked for Congress to have a limited role and give this chance as a coordinator to other parties instead of Congress. And now Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram has come out to say that yes, India bloc coordinator can be a rotational thing. While speaking in Tamil Nadu, Congress MP said that it would be better if the coordinator of the India alliance comes from a party other than the principal one. Also, appointing state leaders as coordinators on a rotational basis could improve the alliance's chances of success. Now, this is a shot in the arm for the India bloc parties as they are also demanding the same. Listen in.
அதனால அதுல அவங்க சொல்றதுல கொஞ்சம் ஒரு சில உண்மைகள் இருக்கு. பிரதான அரசியல் கட்சி தவிர மற்ற அரசியல் கட்சியின் சார்பாக கன்வீனரை போடுறதுல ஒரு உண்மை இருக்கிறது. அதை போட்டிருக்கலாம், போட அந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்துருக்கலாம். என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்குமே போன தடவை நிதிஷ்குமார் ஒரு தடவை இந்த கூட்டணிக்குள்ள வரும்போது அவரை ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளராக போட்டிருக்கலாம். இல்லாட்டி அதுக்கப்புறம் மமதா பானர்ஜியை போட்டிருக்கலாம், இல்லைனாக்க உத்தவ் தாக்கரேயை போட்டிருக்கலாம், இல்லைனாக்க திரு ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களை போட்டிருக்கலாம், முதலமைச்சர்களாக இருந்த மற்றவர்களை போட்டிருக்கலாம். ஒரு ரொட்டேஷன் பேசிஸ்லையும் போட்டிருக்கலாம். ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு முதலமைச்சர், அதுக்கப்புறம் இன்னொரு முதலமைச்சர் போடலாம். அதை பற்றி என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அது ஒரு பொலிட்டிக்கலி ஒரு மெச்சூரான கமெண்ட்டாக தான் நான் பார்க்குறேன். கன்வீனர் ஆஃப் தி அலையன்ஸ் பிரதான அரசியல் கட்சியை தவிர இன்னொரு அரசியல் கட்சியை சார்ந்தவர், ஒரு மாநில அரசியல் கட்சியை சார்ந்தவர் இருந்தால் அதுல சரி முன்னாடி நீங்க உதாரணங்களா எடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதுல கொஞ்சம் ஒரு சக்சஸ் ஆயிருக்கு.
And my colleague Sam Daniel is joining me with more details. So Sam, first the opposition parties within the India bloc were demanding the change, and now the Congress own netas are coming out in the open to say that yes, coordinator change should happen. How do you see this reaction?
Well, Karthi Chidambaram's suggestion cannot be seen as a kind of an opposition, but a genuine suggestion. He gives examples of how it has worked well in the past with other parties, be it the United Front in 1996 when Surjit was the convener, or when Vajpayee had George Fernandez when he had the coalition government. And he suggests that when Nitish Kumar had switched sides to the India bloc, they should have perhaps made him the convener so that it could work well. And it could be on a rotation basis of a one-year term, utilizing leaders like Stalin, Mamata Banerjee, Uddhav Thackeray, and such leaders, which could work well. of course, this idea first came when Manishankar Iyer mooted Stalin's name, and later another ally of the DMK Congress alliance in Tamil Nadu, Vidudalai Chirutaigal chief Thirumavalavan, also endorsed that. It's in this context now Karthi Chidambaram has suggested this. It's not clear what exactly was the question, but he certainly gives these names and suggestions and says it could work well if a leader from outside the major or the larger party could be made the convener to make things work well, and also to give us kind of a sense of involvement among the other leaders. And this comes, in a sense, amid introspection by the India bloc after they suffered 3 consecutive poll losses at the central level, and this time perhaps they are starting to introspect and look for solutions quite early instead of thinking closer to the elections.
Absolutely, Sam. And Atma Chintan is one thing that even the Congress leaders have asked the Congress High Command to do. And with Congress parties steering elections in the upcoming states like Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, one must take these advices or suggestions coming in from the party leaders very seriously. Thank you so much, Sam. And it's knives out for the Congress party in the India bloc as several crucial assembly elections loom. Congress allies like the TMC, the UBT are raising the pitch for a national leadership role change. In the latest, an editorial in the Sena UBT mouthpiece, Samna, has raised questions about the Congress party and its role. Speaking about the future of the India alliance, the editorial says, the opposition needs to decide on a unified path and a leader. It goes on to say that the leader can be Mamata Banerjee or MK Stalin. The Samna editorial has also raised concerns over the infighting within the Congress party. The editorial says the Congress is seeing internal noise and that the party needs cohesion in the upcoming polls to see a win chance exceedingly from the drubbing. Take a look.
जब लोकसभा का चुनाव नजदीक आता है तो इंडिया ब्लॉक का काम शुरू होता है। तब तक इंडिया ब्लॉक है कहां, क्या कर रहा है, उस बारे में कोई एक दूसरे से संपर्क नहीं होता। तो इंडिया ब्लॉक ने हमेशा जागरूक रहना चाहिए, एक दूसरे से बातचीत करनी चाहिए।
And the one person who has been raising issues and not slogans. He has never said Soot Boot Sarkar. He has never said Chaukidar Chor hai. He has never said Vote Chor Gaddi Chhod. What Stalin has done over the past 1 year is to raise every single point that is relevant to federalism in India. And therefore, I believe he is the best person to become chairman of the India bloc, and he has the great virtue that he won't stand in the way of Rahul Gandhi becoming the Prime Minister.
Do you think the family Though Sena's Samna editorial says, is Rahul Gandhi capable of leading the opposition? They have pitched Stalin and Mamata Banerjee as the alternative leaders of the India Alliance. Recently, TMC said, Rahul ko hatao, Mamata didi lao, or India Alliance bachao. We have also seen how Samajwadi Party, JMM, Omar Abdullah, Supriya Sure, all of them have distanced themselves from Rahul Gandhi. So, neither Janmat is with Rahul, 95 elections has been lost. Neither Sangat is with Rahul, that means ally partners are also not with Rahul. They are expressing no confidence because Congress is a liability, Rahul Gandhi is a liability. And also the close aides of Janpat, like Manishankar Iyer, Navjot Kaur Sidhu, Muhammad Mukim, Imran Masood, even they have expressed no confidence in Rahul. Rahul Gandhi is an entitled dynast, he is a liability, and everyone realizes that.
ஐயர் வந்து தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சரை இந்தியா கூட்டணியில ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளரா தேர்வு செய்யணும்னு 2 நாளுக்கு முன்னாடி சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. எப்படி பாருங்க?
ஒரு நல்ல கோரிக்கை, அவர் முன்மொழிந்ததை நான் வழிமொழிகிறேன்.
Now, amid power sharing rift between DMK and Congress, a big statement has come from MDMK chief Vaiko. MDMK chief said that DMK will form a government on its own and there is no space for a coalition government in Tamil Nadu. Remember, this comes at a time when Congress General Secretary KC Venugopal was seen firefighting the issue in Chennai. Diffusing tensions over the rift, KC Venugopal reiterated that Congress and DMK are old allies and that the coalition talks are still underway. Venugopal's speech didn't seem to weather the storm, with DMK continuing to question the grand old party. Take a look at the reactions.
திராவிட முன்னேற்றக் கழகம் தனிப்பெரும்பான்மை பெற்று எதிர்வரும் சட்டமன்ற தேர்தலில் அதன் தலைமையிலான கூட்டணி மகத்தான வெற்றி பெற்று தனிப்பெரும்பான்மை திமுக கழகத்துக்கு அமைந்து விடுவதால் கூட்டணி ஆட்சி என்ற பேச்சுக்கே அங்கே இடம் கிடையாது.
Assembly elections are coming. We are on the process of discussion between the parties. We also have a political party. Our party people are also having the political ambitions. Need to be a clear-cut coalition discussion. Need to be a clear-cut coalition discussion. We are waiting for that discussion. I think other parties, DMK, will inform us when is the discussion is going to start.
Very briefly, the perception is the Congress-DMK alliance on a shaky ground. How do you respond?
All is good, and Venugopal ji is there. You come and meet him.
All is good, but still you are asking for power sharing. But Chief Minister said no to it.
Is that non-negotiable? Your demand for power sharing, is it non-negotiable?
Chief Minister said no to power sharing.
All is well. KC Venugopal ji is there. You ask him.
Is that non-negotiable? Your demand for power sharing.
You are the one who raised the power sharing issue.
We all have. KC Venugopal ji is there.
Shifting our focus to Karnataka, where a war of words has erupted in Karnataka over government land being allegedly misused. BJP has accused the Congress-led Karnataka government of misusing public land by allotting government land at concessional rates for the construction of Congress party offices. BJP has alleged that around 30 civic amenity sites across the states have been handed to the party by the government at just 5% of the market value. In fact, Karnataka BJP chief has alleged that the corrupt Congress has no interest in people's welfare and looting the treasury is the only mantra of the Congress party. That's a charge coming in from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, Karnataka government has hit back by saying parties have always allotted land for their offices and that all the transactions are completely legal and the charges that are made by the Bharatiya Janata Party are completely baseless. Take a look.
So I'll show you 100 places like that what BJP has done. They need not tell me, let them do any allegation. It is my bound duty to protect my party and have a temple of the Congress party, a small land of 3,000, 4,000 square feet. We are allotting it. We have every eligibility to allot the land. Some of them have gone to the court, let them go to the court.
2 दर्जन 24 ऐसी सरकारी जमीनें थी जहां पे कर्नाटका की जनता के लिए सिविक एमिनिटीज आनी थी. जो प्लानिंग की जाती है कि जनता के लिए किस तरह की जरूरतें हैं, उन जरूरतों को पूरा किया जाए. और जब अखबार में ये आया, ये 2 दर्जन 24 ऐसी सिविक एमिनिटीज हैं जो कि जनता के हित के लिए अब इस्तेमाल नहीं होंगी. ये इस्तेमाल हो रही हैं कांग्रेस के भवन बनाने के लिए. 50 करोड़ की सरकारी जमीन को हड़प गए राहुल गांधी हड़पू. तो आज सवाल पूछा जाएगा, सिद्धरामैया जी ये बताइए, द कर्नाटका कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ सीएम सिद्धरामैया जी is transferring 24 pieces of land meant for civic amenities for the citizens of Karnataka, converting them to be used as Congress party headquarters.
Currently, the BJP is making a big allegations against your party, saying that the public land is getting misused, whether it is getting allocated at a very, at a very lesser rate of 5% of the market value, with the big plans that the Congress party has it to invite Rahul Gandhi regarding the Congress Bhavan. Sir, how do you see these allegations?
See, political parties have always had, right from before, to get government lands to set up their offices. And as per the what is legally allowed, that is how it is being done.
Even D.K. Shivakumar, the president of the KPCC,
He's invited Rahul Gandhi, the opposition leader, Rahul Gandhi, to inaugurate this 100 bhavans. But this is looted land. How can Rahul Gandhi come and inaugurate that offices? He will be also a part of loot. So that I request Rahul Gandhi not to come to inaugurate these bhavans.
New revelations have emerged in the Sahil Dhansera death case, the 23-year-old boy who was killed by a speeding car driven by a teenage driver. NDTV has accessed 3 videos which clearly show the exact sequence of events. The first video shows speeding Scorpio just moments before the crash. The second video shows the teenage driver and his sister trying to flee the spot. In fact, there were several bystanders who confronted the teenagers. The third video showed the minor and the sister being brought back to the spot and locals confronting the duo. Remember, the teenager had been apprehended by the cops but released on bail to write his 10th class board exams. Police now say the teenager's father will also be booked, but his remarks have drawn sharp criticism, claiming confusion over his son's age, saying he wasn't home and insisting that he didn't know the boy could drive has made so much backlash against the family of accused that now the mother is only demanding accountability, a law change and justice for her son. Take a look.
Today, NDTV asked some very tough questions to the accused father, and whatever response उनसे जो आया है, बहुत ही bizarre type के replies आए हैं. उन्होंने कहा कि जो minor उनका जो बच्चा है वो 19 साल का लग रहा था. आपसे कहा है कि he is very very sorry. अब आप क्या कहेंगे?
मैडम सॉरी आपके पहुंचने के बाद याद आ रहा है उसको. आई वॉन्ट टू आस्क दिस. सॉरी वॉट? सॉरी फॉर वॉट? मेरी जिंदगी खत्म करने के लिए सॉरी? 14 दिन तक जब तक मैं मीडिया में नहीं गई तब तक कोई सॉरी किसी को नहीं था. व्हाट आर यू सेइंग? उसके खिलाफ इतनी चीजें सामने आ चुकी है, पूरी पब्लिक देख चुकी है, अब उसके पास कुछ है नहीं बोलने के लिए. सो दिस सॉरी डजंट वर्क फॉर मी. आई से सॉरी फॉर नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग इट. सॉरी मैम, मेरी जिंदगी खत्म करके ही इज सेइंग सॉरी. अगर उसके बच्चे को कोई ऐसे उड़ा देगा, ही विल एक्सेप्ट सॉरी. आई वांट टू आस्क द नेशन. मेरे बच्चे को उल्टा अपनी रील्स को जस्टिफाई कर रहे हैं वो. हमारे पास नेगेटिव कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं कि मेरा बच्चा गलत चला रहा था. मेरा बच्चा कभी गलत नहीं चलाता, तो वो आज से ड्राइविंग नहीं कर रहा. उसका लाइसेंस भी है और इतने साल हो गए उसको ड्राइविंग करते हुए. मेरे बच्चे को ही नेवर यूज्ड टू ड्राइव बैड.
Now here the excuses and the bizarre justification that has been given by the family of the accused driver. Listen in.
एक नाबालिग बच्चे को आप स्कॉर्पियो गाड़ी दे रहे हैं और वो दुर्घटना करता है, इसके लिए आप किसको रिस्पॉन्सिबल मानते हैं?
देखिए, मैं मौजूदा हालत घर में नहीं था, मैं बाहर था और बच्चा अनजाने में गलती कर दिया है.
अनजाने में गलती कर दिया?
गलती कर दिया, अनजान मतलब वो लेके गलत कर दिया. ये बहुत गलत है. मैं शर्मिंदा.
गाड़ी के 13 चालान है, इसके पहले ओवर स्पीड के चालान हुए हैं और भी चालान हुए हैं. अगर ये गलती एक बार करता, बार बार चालान आ रहे थे, आपने क्यों ध्यान नहीं दिया बेटी?
मेरे जो बिजनेस नेचर है वो कमर्शियल व्हीकल का बिजनेस नेचर है. मेरी गाड़ी ड्राइवर चलाते हैं. मेरे पास जो बिजनेस में वो गाड़ी इन्वॉल्व है, जो हमारे ड्राइवर ले जाते हैं, जो हमारे ट्रकों का काम है कमर्शियल व्हीकल का, उसमें हमारे ड्राइवर से चलान है, ना कि उस बच्चे से चलान है कोई भी.
कभी मना किया आपने उसको कि गाड़ी मत चलाओ? कभी समझाया आपने उसको?
नहीं, हमारे संज्ञान में नहीं था जो गाड़ी चलाता है.
तो वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ आपसे कि संज्ञान में बार बार उसके चालान गाड़ी की हो रहे थे और आप कह रहे हैं संज्ञान में नहीं.
नहीं, चालान तो हमारे स्टाफ द्वारा जो है, जो हमारे कर्मचारी है कंपनी में, ड्राइवर है, वो यूज करते हैं, उनके थ्रू हुआ है.
आपके बेटे ने जब घटना हुई तो बताया कि मेरी उम्र 19 साल है, बाद में जांच हुई तो उम्र 17 साल निकली.
नहीं, ये वहाँ के शोर शराबे में उसका हेल्दी शरीर देखने से पब्लिक द्वारा कोई कुछ बोल रहा था, कोई कुछ बोल रहा था, घटनास्थल का आप समस्या को समझ सकते हैं। मेरे नज़र में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। जो
वो क्या कहना चाहते हैं आप?
मैं उस फैमिली का दुख के लिए मैं पूरा जीवन आभारी रहूँगा। मैं सदैव आपसे यही कहूँगा चैनल के माध्यम से, मुझे बहुत अफसोस है, मैं इसको बयान नहीं कर सकता।
NDTV continues to fight for free and fair trial and stands with the mother of Sahil in this moment of grief. We demand justice for Sahil. Thank you so much for watching NDTV. We are slipping into a very short break. Don't go anywhere.